So this video is part 6 of my series where I remake this fight scene, but with 2D animation. Enjoy the video. So I left off the last video with Gogeta just turning Super Saiyan Blue. I was going to leave it off here and continue with the rest of the process, but I decided to add a little more to it. And I think I'll stop it there. So I went back and redrew some things, not everything or even much at all for that matter, only some parts of some frames that I thought were too whack. Personally, I like the way it looks and I'm not very good at doing clean lines, like at all. Now if I was a real animator that was actually good at this, now that's a different story. Then I decided to go back and redraw some faces because what the hell? So I basically spent a decent bit of time either redrawing some things or adding things, like for one, Broly's aura here. And I even decided to start doing a little extra on the effects. Then I gave Gogeta his belt, which shout out to this guy for the reminder. She. And with that marks the end of the first stage. Now we move on to colours. So I have two choices, either choose colours myself and figure out what works, or steal the movie's colours. And I'm not going to steal, I'm just going to take some inspiration. That's all. And now we officially start the colouring process. You know, I kind of thought this was going to be the smoothest part of this operation, but I mean, it's not that bad. Surely it's not going to keep happening, right? So if I use the bucket tool here, it should just colour the face. Excuse me? And while I was colouring, I also came across a few frames that I think needed to be redrawn. So here is Broly's transformation, but with base colours, and while I was at it, I made slight changes to his aura. So I was going about my business, just colouring, and then I realised. I literally cut off half of this man's boot. There's supposed to be a white part and a black part, and I somehow just completely missed the black part. So I went to fix that real quick. Then I coloured this glass orb thing that they crash into, which actually didn't take much to do. I just needed one solid shape made of one colour and just 2 or 3 brighter colours on the outside to get this effect. Then I coloured this thing exploding, and once again, while I was thinking of it, I also did a bit extra on the effects and all that. Then I added this because we already know what's going to happen next. First and foremost, I messed around with the colours of Gogeta's aura, so instead of just a plain blue, it actually looks interesting and cool, at least to me. So something I actually didn't realize at first was that Gogeta actually changes color palettes like twice here. As you can see, even by the shading of the skin being different from this shot to this shot, threw me off a little bit, but you know, we move. I had a few things to add before I show you guys the animation. Like in this part here, we see Broly crashes Gogeta into this glass thing, then we just don't see it after they crash. I think the yellow may have ruined it. Hold up a second. And here is the animation in color. Are you serious? Now actually, here is the full, unbroken animation so far. Keywords.